Uglies, a Netflix original set in a futuristic dystopian world where everyone is considered caterpillar ugly until they become butterfly beautiful by undergoing cosmetic surgery at the age of 16.
Okay.
You see, this film can be used as the perfect torture device for the CIA.
Let me tell you something! Let me tell you something!
But yet somehow, I don't think that was the filmmaker's intention. Dear viewer, normally I would give a play-by-play of all the wonderful things this film has to offer, like its horrible writing, poor acting, horrendous visual effects, and cringe-worthy music. But if I do that, we'll be here for eternity!
I'm very sorry and I apologize.
So instead, I'll talk about two main things: the underlying theme of the story, which is a confusing slush of poorly thought out ideas that are meant to be deep but come across as shallow as a puddle on a hot summer's day. And the second thing being the pacing.
No, God! No, God, please, no!
The pacing of this movie makes the Lord of the Rings trilogy combined with the Hobbit trilogy seem like a quick and easy 20-minute watch.
And here we go.
The movie has a primary and secondary theme, which are presented with all the grace and elegance of Bambi on ice. You see, from the very beginning of the film, we are hit over the head with a PSA that climate change is bad and that we humans need to stop the use of fossil fuels.
Captain Planet, he's our hero, gonna take pollution down to zero.
Personally, I'd rather get informed about climate change through news resources and journal articles, or at the very least through a movie called An Inconvenient Truth. But I'm glad the movie Uglies allowed me to recognize that fossil fuels are bad, and that if we do not stop the use of it, the world will fall into chaos and war.
I just wanted to say thanks.
Since the world of Uglies mirrors our own, it is clear that our world would be a peaceful place filled with law and order once we get the devilish fossil fuels out of here.
Get out of here!
After all, history clearly showed that before the Industrial Revolution, the world was a utopian society where no wars existed. The French-Indian Wars did not exist, the Punic Wars a total myth, and the Crusades a figment of our imagination.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now!
It was obviously fossil fuels that caused the world to fall apart, and not likely divisions in race, religion, economic class, culture, and ideology. Oh no, definitely not that. Anyway, in the film, we are told that the rest of the world's scientists have banded together and created an orchid as a renewable resource to replace the dreaded fossil fuels. Yet ironically, despite the newfound renewable resource, the film tells us that society returned to its previous division. So you're telling me that it wasn't fossil fuels that created humanity's downfall, but rather it was human nature?
Oh, really, dude?
It's sort of crazy how that happened. I thought the world would no longer have division, now that we know our laptops can be charged without damaging the planet. Oh no, whatever shall society do? Well, I'm glad you asked. To address the cultural, racial, economic, and religious divide, the film's solution is to make everyone their most perfect self by making them pretty.
What?
By the way, later in the film, we learn that the plant that was developed was actually toxic to the planet.
What? That's crazy.
Now, don't get me wrong, I understand the message that the film is trying to relay. That is, if we do not actively make changes, we will become the architects of our own destruction. But the presentation of this message seems so convoluted and unnecessary, which is perfect for a terrible movie. You see, the good guys in this movie, the people of the smoke, have been burning these plants as a way to save the planet and stand up to the corrupt rulers of the pretty society. But honestly, this whole let's save the planet, as lofty as a goal as it is, would be a driving factor for other films, yet it only serves as a minor motivation for our heroes. If they got rid of this whole theme, it would not change the movie at all. It would still be terrible, less bloated, but terrible nonetheless. Now let's address the elephant in the room.
Alex, so beautiful.
The primary theme of this film centers around beauty and what is considered beautiful. As mentioned before, to stop division amongst society, the idea is that if everyone is beautiful, all our problems will magically go away.
You serious?
Our main character Tally is 15 years old and her dream is to live in the land of beauty but must wait until her 16th birthday. So for now, she's deemed to be ugly. We learn that parents ship their children into Ugly Land, which is opposite the river of Prettyville. Once they hit their 16th birthday, they undergo cosmetic surgery to become Prettyville citizens.
What?
Yes, parents would intentionally cast out their own children for being ugly. I guess the whole saying, only a face a mother could love, does not apply here. Sorry, mom. So the whole plotline of this movie is Tally's journey to become beautiful, only to recognize that this beauty comes at a severe price. While on top of that, becoming a freedom fighter in the process?
I don't think anybody would believe this story.
It's just peak cinema. So the film focuses on the idea of what is beautiful and what is ugly. So surely they define what beauty standards are, right?
How about no?
That's right, we have no idea how beauty is defined in this world. We are told that our main character Tally, played by Joey King, is ugly, and the reason she's ugly is because her eyes are squinty.
Are you serious right now, bro?
Fam, I know ugly. The mirror cringes at the very sight of me. So I can categorically state that Joey King is not ugly. According to my beauty standards, of course. She's quirky and a bit of a goof, but definitely not ugly. Without the film defining what physical features are considered beautiful, we have to infer that those who do not have surgery are ugly and those who do are beautiful, which,
By all accounts, it doesn't make sense.
without clear established rules, we will always revert to our own idea of beauty, regardless of what is shown on screen. It's not like the ugly people look like goblins. They just look like average human beings. Also, the film doesn't acknowledge what happens to those who are conventionally attractive without surgery. And the likely reason for this is that if they did, it would cause a division amongst those in the nation of pretty. The naturally pretty people would be the fairest of them all. And oh no, we cannot have that. Everyone is supposed to be equal, right?
You're goddamn right.
So in the film, we learn that those who undertake surgery have their brains affected. Basically, it makes people dumber and was intentionally done to keep them sedated. Now, I hope this movie isn't demonizing people who receive cosmetic surgery. Surely they are not saying that people who undertake cosmetic surgery are airheads, right? Is it not possible to have brains and beauty?
What the hell no?
You see, this movie's surface level attempt to address such a complex topic as societal beauty standards, particularly amongst the youth, is so laughable. It is such a wonderfully horrendous attempt that I have to raise my glass. Well done, writers.
Holy fuck! That was diabolical!
The pacing of this movie was all over the place. Certain scenes that could have been a few minutes dragged on for eternity, while other scenes where time was needed to flesh out characters and really provide thought-provoking dialogue zipped by in an instant. My word, the writers certainly knew how to make an hour-and-a-half movie feel like an eternity.
Congratulations! Oh my god.
So the film establishes that Talia and her best friend Paris are excited to have surgery. Since Paris is a few months older, he will have surgery before her. Paris eventually has surgery, and now that he's pretty, he no longer responds to her. She searches for him in the United States of Gorgeous, only to be disappointed that he no longer wishes to connect with her. As she makes her way back after being discovered to have crossed the border illegally, she is rescued by a fellow citizen of the Ugly Federation. And within minutes, I kid you not, within minutes, they become fast friends. So quickly that she doesn't even express any sadness over losing her best friend. Not a single tear, barely a sad face. She was like, Paris, who? So her rescuer is now her best friend Shay. And by the way, Shay is deemed unattractive because she's skinny.
Really, nigga?
Anyway, we spend an unnecessarily long amount of time watching Tony Hawk Pro Skater as Shay teaches Tally how to use a hoverboard. I understand that it's meant to establish a deep friendship between the two, but that ship has sailed. Why? Because the moment Paris was out of the way, the writing hastily pushed them to be friends without any build-up. Therefore, having this bonding moment afterwards feels like putting the cart before the horse. Additionally, the payoff of Tally learning how to hover is quite minimal, and because of that, the scene drags on painfully slowly. But then, as soon as it reaches the next plot point, the pace shifts from 0 to 100 rather quickly. The plot point here is that Shay wants Tally to accompany her to the smoke. The pacing in this interaction is rapid because firstly, the smoke was only mentioned once and it was supposedly not real. Then somehow Shay is incredibly knowledgeable about it and how wonderful it is. She knows all about how to get there, even though she doesn't know where it is as she's never been there before.
By all accounts, it doesn't make sense.
Additionally, she was meant to go there with her friends before meeting Tally, but backed out. Yet when she encounters Tally, she's now brimming with confidence. What exactly did Tally do to inspire her newfound self-assurance?
I don't know!
This is just one example of the poor pacing that occurs in this film.
But wait! There's more!
Tally makes it to the land of smoke where she learns that the people there are the good guys, so she spends a few days with them. This is beneficial because surely the writers will show our favorite characters' personalities develop, giving us insight into how they think and how their minds work.
Not this time.
We do not learn more about the characters' personalities beyond what we already know by this point. Not to mention, what the characters do on screen is oh so interesting. I definitely wanted to see a character digging up railroads, shooting a crossbow a few times, and most of all, the piece de resistance, drawing water from a lake. For these reasons, the story sputters along, making it feel like an endless slog to the next plot point. And that plot point is the discovery of the surgery causing lesions on the brain, and that the good people of the smoke are trying to develop an antidote. Neither Tally, nor Shay, nor any of the characters who have names possess any depth. Everything is surface level with this film, which is ironic given the complex themes it tries to address. You know, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, beauty is only skin deep, and fossil fuels are bad for the environment. Themes that completely and without question go together.
Obviously. Obviously, right?
Oh, and here's the kicker. Tally gets the surgery, but before doing so, volunteers to be a test subject for the antidote. You see, the writers set up the ending for a cliffhanger to leave you at the edge of your seat thinking, I can't wait to watch part 2 of this film. But my question is, the pretty villains know Tally is going against them. Why allow her to have surgery? Why not just kill her? But that's neither here nor there, because the bigger question is, were the writers on crack when they wrote this film? One thing that I can congratulate Uglies on is its ability to warp time, making you think and feel as though you are in a real-world Tsukuyomi, only to find out it's merely been an hour and a half.
No, 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 no! Wait! Wait! Please, no more!
Put these writers in the CIA. Uglies, a torture tool for the CIA. 5 out of 5 stars.
It's a masterpiece.